Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to watch this tutorial. It is my very first YouTube tutorial, and it is going to be on this look here that you see right now. It is a pink glitter Valentine's Day inspired look. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved it and what products I use, just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm first going in with some foundation. I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and I'm just putting that on my eyelids just to go ahead and prime those and get those ready for this look. You can use a foundation, a actual eye primer, concealer, whichever you prefer. You just want a nice clean base and something that the eyeshadow can stick to a little bit better. Alright, so now that our eyes are primed and ready to begin the look, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill palette Bling Boss. This was from her Vault collection, so that's the palette that I'm going to be using for this look today. So the first look that we're going to be going in with is this shade right here. It's called Hush Hush. So we're going to be going in with that. I am just using a Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush and packing that in my crease, blending it up and kind of giving it a rounded shape. Alright, so now that that first color is packed on and blended out, we are going to be going in with this shade Rockstar right here. And you're going to be wanting to make that into a kind of like a V or a C shape. I'm just using a e.l.f. Eyeshadow brush, and I'm packing that in. We're going to first start by bringing it down on the lid, almost like you would like with a winged liner. Because this look, we're not going to be doing liner, so this is going to kind of give like a little bit more depth in that area. And then you're going to bring it into the crease and about stop halfway. Now you just want to pack that on and make sure that it is nice and dark. Alright, so now your next step is you're just going to want to take a clean eyeshadow brush and you're going to go ahead and go and buff that out and blend those two shades together. Alright, so now that those two colors are blended more together, don't worry, it does not have to be perfect. If you see some areas that the shadow kind of brushed off a little bit more than you would like, we are going to be going back over that in the future, so don't stress about that too much. But for now, we're going to go ahead and cut our crease. I am again using my foundation, but once again, you can use whatever you would like, whatever you prefer to cut your crease. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So we're going to be placing that on the lid. And then we are going to kind of bring it up. We're going to kind of bring that. I'm just going to be bringing it down a little bit further on the top than I would the rest of the lid. And kind of blending that out a little bit. And alright, so now that that step is done, we are going to go ahead and go in with the shade Bling Bling right here. And this is the shade that we're going to be applying all over the lid. I prefer to use my fingers. You can use whatever you want. This is just how I do it, but obviously this is not, you have to follow it exactly the way that I'm doing it. I just like to pay off with my finger. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that on my lid. Once again, you don't have to be perfect with this. We are going to blend it out, and we're going to be adding some more of Rockstar on top of it to give more depth that we may have lost in the process of blending the other two shades together. All right, so now that you have Bling Bling applied all over your lid, we are going to be going back in with that same brush that we used to blend Hush Hush and Rockstar together, and just kind of blending that, that cut crease a little bit so it's not super harsh. I'm also going in and blending Rockstar and Bling Bling together to kind of create more of a blend there as well. All right, so now go back in with the same brush that you used to apply Rockstar the first time, and just apply a little bit more if you would like, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. All right, and again, blending is definitely a tedious thing. It's something that does take time, so you are going to be doing a lot of blending. So we're going to go and we're just going to hit those edges of Rockstar again. Not the entire thing, we just want to blend the very edges out. So I'm going to be using the NYX pink glitter, and then also their glitter glue. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on right now. All right, so now that the glitter is on, I just used that same brush and applied a little bit more of Rockstar right in here, just to kind of blend the glitter and that shade together. So again, not as harsh. You want everything to be blended as possible. So now we're gonna go ahead and begin on our face. So I'm using the Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer. It is amazing. I absolutely love this stuff. It definitely helps your face feel moisturized. It helps blur out any fine lines or pores that you have. I am oily, and this stuff works amazing. It keeps my makeup on all day looking fantastic. And again, laugh lines, you know, whatever pores you have. I have horrible pores on my nose, and this makes my skin look amazing. So we're just going in and applying that all over the face. I do like to bring it down to my neck just a little bit. Now I am going in with my foundation again. I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I have been loving this. This is a very buildable foundation, which I really enjoy because I don't need a full coverage foundation all over my face. I would just like it in certain spots, mainly like in here where I break out the most. So it's very buildable and kind of customizable, so I like that a lot. So we're just going to go in with a damp beauty blender and kind of buff that in all over your face. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it straight to my face. Another tip, if your beauty blender is getting dry, just take some of your setting spray, Fix Plus, whatever it is. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, so I'm taking this and spraying my beauty blender to kind of just keep it moist. It's such a gross word. Now that our foundation is on and blended out and the coverage that we desire, we are now going to go in with a setting powder and just kind of set that entire face. I'm using the CoverGirl Clean Professional Translucent Powder. Usually I use Airspun, but this was just something that I had to pick up because they don't have Airspun at Ulta. And I'm just going in with my beauty blender as well and just putting that all over my face. Alright, so now you want to be sure to go ahead and dust off your entire face so that way there's not any excess getting in the way. We will end up baking after we do our contour, but for now we just want to set it so that way our contour and bronzer is easier to blend out. Right, and now, so for both bronzer and contour, I normally use the milk chocolate Soleil. I don't know how to say it, but I usually use that by Too Faced, but I'm currently out of it. So I have just been using the Kat Von D Shade in Light. Again, do not judge me for this. I have had this for so long and hit pan on half of the shades so long ago, but this is what I got, so we're gonna work with it. So I use this middle shade right here, and I put that on a e.l.f. fluffy brush. This is the e.l.f. complexion brush, and I just use this for my bronzer. I'm also going to just hit that at the top of my hair, or my head, at my hairline, just to bring that bronze up. I am very fair, so I don't want it to be just like focused in here. I want it all to be nice and bronze and kind of like fake an illusion that I am a little bit tanner than I actually am. Taking that same palette, going in with the middle shade and the darkest shade, and I'm using the e.l.f. angled blush brush. I just really like this for contour, so that's what I use it for. And I kind of go in and hit both of those shades, and this is what I'm using to contour my face. So just going right under that cheekbone and then bringing it up a little bit to blend it into that middle shade that we use for our bronzer. Again, you kind of want to make sure that you blend it up into like your ear and your hairline right here, because you don't want to have that like I said, that obvious look that you are wearing makeup, even though let's be real, it's obvious that we're wearing makeup, but you don't want it to be too obvious. And with the e.l.f. This is a concealer brush, but I just feel like it's perfect to get right along my nose. So going in with those same shades again and just hitting that on the sides of my nose and bringing it up a little bit. Now, I am not a contour queen whatsoever. I will admit it. I am not the greatest, but I do just mainly put this here, just like I said, kind of make my whole face look bronze, not to where it's just like right in one certain area. I want it all to look even and nice and glowy. So that's the main reason that I put it here. I don't really try to change the shape of my nose too much. I mean, I do try, but I just fail miserably. So I just do my thing, you know, and hope that it looks okay. And then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush that I use for bronzing and kind of fluff all of that out and blend it a little bit better. Alright, and now that the contour is complete, we are going to go ahead and go back in and bake our face. So I'm going to hit just on the sides of my nose, underneath my eye, down my nose, and then underneath my chin and underneath that contour. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and let that chill out, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to our eyes and finish that. So I'm gonna be going in with mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Falsies mascara, so it's this one right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my top lashes. I went ahead and applied my falsies off the camera because I do have to have my face like in the mirror like that, so you wouldn't even be able to see it, so I wouldn't be much help to you guys. I'm also not a pro when it comes to falsies. It doesn't matter how long I have been wearing them, how often I put them on, like I cannot seem to grasp getting on falsies without it is a task every single time. Like I dread getting to that point. So I did use the Duo Lash Glue in clear. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, it's not really focusing. The thing that I like about this the most is that it has this little wand that you can apply the glue with, so it's a lot less messy than the squeeze kinds. They also have this in black, but I do recommend that if you are not a pro like me with putting on falsies, to get the clear ones, because the black does not dry clear, obviously. It goes on black, so you can see if it touches up here, you're going to be able to see it, whereas the clear, you can get away with it. So now, I got a little bit of mascara. Let me get my mirror. I got a little bit of mascara on my shadow. One thing that you want to do with that is you don't want to go in and try and wipe it off right away. That's where we make a mistake, because when it's wet, it's going to just smear. You want to wait until it's dry and then just go back in with a brush that is either clean. I prefer one that has a little bit of product so I'm not wiping away any product. And just kind of go in and dust it off, and voila, it's fixed. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and dust off our face, so that way we can go ahead and get started on our bottom shadow. Alright, so now we are going to go ahead and get started on our bottom waterline, lash line, our bottom lash line, and go ahead and start applying shadows there. So I'm just going in with this e.l.f. brush. I'm not sure exactly what kind of brush that it is, but it is more of a dense, rounded brush like that. And we're going to go in with Hush Hush and go ahead and just apply that all underneath our lashes. Alright, so now I'm going to be going back into Rockstar, and I am using the Morphe E43 brush, and I'm just going to be applying that to like right underneath my waterline, keeping it very close to that. And I'm going to go about halfway in. I don't want to bring it all the way in because I don't want to close off my eyes too much, so I'm just packing that in right there. And then we're going to blend it out. It out, you guessed it, we are going back in with that same Wet n Wild brush. So I'm going to go in and just kind of blend those shades together. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with some blush. I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in shade Party. So I'm just taking that on a blush brush. I have no idea what brush this is. I've had this for years. This is a brush that I stole from my mom when I first started getting into makeup. Sorry, Mom. So we're going to go ahead and take that and go ahead and apply it to the apples of our cheek and blending it up and into our contour. So I am taking the Real Techniques setting brush and spraying it with a little bit more of my e.l.f. Mist and Set spray, just one spray. And I'm going in with the L'Oreal Lumi Shimmerista loose powder. So we're going to go ahead and go in and just hit that right on our cheekbone. Yes. I love this stuff. So I'm going to be going in with, again, the Morphe X Jacqueline, but this is the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and we're just going to go in with that shade VIP. And I'm just using it's a Morphe E36 brush. Alright, so I went ahead and finished off this look off camera and kind of fixed myself up a little bit so I could do a proper outro for you guys without looking crazy. But yeah, I just finished it off with the e.l.f. Liquid Matte Lipstick in the shade Blushing Rose, and set my face with my e.l.f. missing spray again. But yeah, so that is all for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you guys do end up recreating this look or using it for inspiration for your own, I would absolutely love it if you guys tag me in your work on Instagram. I'll leave my username in the description bar below, so you can go ahead and check that out, and please tag me, and I would absolutely love to see all of y'all's you can tell from the south, all of you guys' beautiful faces and the lovely work that you created. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys can be notified for my videos that I upload in the future. But again, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, look forward to seeing you guys again.